Hey legends, Shane here. Just thought I would just jump on and quickly show you guys a really simple trading strategy that I like to use. It's, nothing crazy, but what I like to do is get a bit of confirmation, right? So what I'll do is I'll actually compound into a a trending asset, for example, XRP. So currently we're sitting at like 5,700 US or Australian dollars, sorry. But what I'll do is see how we're at long 12x, right? So I'll actually enter this asset at a lower area. So for example, I entered around here, right, at my first trade, but only on 3x. So this gives me a lot of room to move. And if things go against me, if the trend goes against me, I can then, exit the position and trade and stuff like that. But when the asset moves in my favor, what I'll do is I will then take out, say 20 to 25% of capital and I'll close my market position. But then I'll compound this back in at a higher rate, right? So, yes, my position will dollar cost average up, but what I'll do is I will look at specific patterns to enter. Now, there is no science behind this where it's like you got to enter here, and enter here. It's just more around your comfortability and how you want to enter, right? You might give it a lot of breathing space, and then once it forms another pattern higher up, right? You might take out 20%. I'm actually going to close this now because we are at a high time area of value right through here. So I've just taken out, 5,500 or whatever it was, which is really good. So we're at this point around here, right? All-time highs, but the daily is pushing out. But if we're on the weekly, we're then, so far away from it. So we could, form this massive consolidation pattern. So leverage trading, I've taken my profits, I'm out. I've still got spot buying, keeping that for long term. But back to this trading strategy, what I will do is I will wait because markets will expand, right? They'll form a pattern here, right? So then this is where I would enter somewhere in here on really low leverage, 3x leverage or whatever it may be. And then say this might be a 4-hour time frame pattern or something like that, or a 1-hour time frame pattern. Then we push out and we make the break. Cool. I then go to a smaller time frame and then wait for a pattern to happen. I will then sell, 20% at the top of the pattern, and then I'll wait back until it comes back down until like it forms that range. And then I'll put that 25% or 20% or 15% back into down here, right? At a higher leverage, 4x or 5x, depending on how aggressive you want to go to take up that next leverage, that next leg, sorry. Now, be mindful that if this is only a short push, then and you're compounding back in, because you're compounding back at a higher leverage, right? Your position is going to move higher up here. So you're going to sort of dollar cost average in. So just be mindful of that. So I like to just wait until this sort of pushes out a little bit more. And then, I'll wait for that pattern to form. And then I'll compound back in, take out my 20%, 25%, whatever it may be. And then I'll compound back in. And then I'll just keep doing that. I'll try and compound, 2 or 3 times really aggressively at the start. And then I will eventually get up to that 10, 12x at a compounded rate. But I know I'm in that direction of trend, and then I can sit in that swing trade because this can actually turn into a long-term swing trade. At this point in time, like XRP, that was only a day and a half. It would have been nice if we could take that longer, but we're coming to a specific area of value that we might, get a better resistance from. So I'm keeping my profits. I'll wait until something better comes along, and then I will, re-enter and do that. And you can actually turn really small money into big amounts of money. Like I've done this on accounts from just using $100 entry, and I've turned that $100 into $1,500, $1,600 just by compounding back into that asset. And if you can get a really nice long run, this all depends on your psychology as well, right? Like if you can get a really nice trending asset, you can turn that money into really a lot of money. So this trading strategy is very simple, although you're going to have to play around with it so it suits your psychology and your discipline, right? But that's the nuts and bolts of that trading strategy. And compounding is the eighth wonder of the world, right? So if you can compound 15-20% in at a higher rate, and you're on that trend, right? Then it's a bit of a no-brainer, and you can move your money a lot quicker and stuff as well. So I love that. I love that trading strategy in trending markets. So hopefully that can help you. Any questions, drop a comment, and yeah, let's have a chat.